All right. Welcome to On The Sideline. I'm your host, Jeff Holden. Today we got Big O.
I'm back.
Coach Evan Hearn. And the man of the hour, campus coordinator and head coach, Coach Marc Bindel. Thank you for coming.
How y'all doing?
We're doing great. Got
Thanks for
fans
having
already.
me. Fired up to be here. Second year in a row.
That's
This is
it.
fancy. I feel like I'm in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a big deal here.
Make us feel good.
That's
then,
right.
Coach.
That's what
Love
we're
the
doing.
setup. Love the equipment. Y'all do it right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We're thank you for the kind words.
Yes, sir.
We know who you are. We're big fans, obviously.
Thank you.
But for everybody else, could you just give us a quick introduction, a little back history of your coaching career, maybe some family, and then who is Coach Marc Bindel?
I was born and raised in Wichita Falls. Went to Wichita Falls High School. Graduated in '99. Went to a couple different colleges. Ended up at MSU. I didn't go to as many as Evan Hearn did, but I went to a couple. Been coaching ever since. Started with Danny Edelman at Red Oak High School and then Bay City. Came back to Ryder. Some coaches that had coached me at Old High were at Ryder. And so went to Ryder with those guys because, you get to work with your coaches. Who wouldn't want to do that? So got to work with those guys, and then Jim Garfield became the head coach there, and I became the co-OC. And when he left, I got fortunate enough to be the head football coach and have been a head coach in Wichita Falls ever since. Obviously, a couple years ago, they closed those schools down and opened up Memorial. And I don't know, we have a good staff. I'm married to Carly Bindel, formerly Carly Berry. We have 3 daughters, no quarterbacks, all girls.
That's got to be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
They keep me in check for sure. Anytime you start to get an ego, just go talk to your daughters. They'll let you know.
Trust me, I know.
They will
Mine's
let you
4.
know. And just blessed to be in a part of this coaching community, and the game of football has been really great to us. We've coached some really good players. I think the TRN released some list today of like the best 25 players the last 25 years, and we've been very fortunate. We've coached a bunch of those guys, and there's been some good players come through this town, so it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you about that, how just from the time range that you said you coached, I think pretty much all of those young men that were on there, you've probably coached most of them that was on the list from Ryder.
Yes, sir. I got there a little later, so like studs like Eric Ward, Shavadrick Beaver, James Chambers, David Nelson. I wasn't there for those guys. I think I came right after Coach Ward's senior year and Coach Beaver's senior year. So right after those guys graduated is when I started there. So.
Okay. So you definitely was there when JT was there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's JT Barrett is for sure. I enjoyed it. I was in college at the time at Midwestern, and I was, anytime you're a college athlete and you're getting to be a fan of a high school kid, it's like, oh my, this kid he's the guy.
He's a stud, and he was just so smart. I mean, obviously a great leader, which you got to see that really publicly at Ohio State, but he was such a great leader and just knew the game so well. So we have every team has like a hurry up tempo that we let him call the plays. We haven't ever done that since, but we let him call the plays, and he did such a good job. And it was just like he was in such control.
Yeah.
That it was just fun to watch. You just sit back and let your guys do their thing, and he had it.
So one thing I would ask you, I mean, it's always been in my head. I have to ask because we're talking about him. Do you think if JT doesn't go down with the injury that the Ryder Raiders could have possibly been crowned state champions that year?
I think so. Just, I mean, the magnitude of how good he was, and he brought an element to the run game from the quarterback standpoint, which back then the power read was a lot newer, and so we ran it quite a bit, and it made it to where, it's a what if. I will say this, though. Chase London came in as his backup. Oh, he did such a great job. Yeah. Could throw the ball. He wasn't the best of runners, but accuracy-wise, being able to throw the ball, there's not many that we've had that are better than Chase. But also, I think collectively the team, when JT went down, the team really, really stepped up. It forced us coaches to do a couple different things. So we had like 4 or 5 different versions of the Wildcat. We had all sorts of different stuff. And so I'd like to think yes, but watching those guys step up kind of differently than they didn't do it really when JT was around, because he was the eraser. That's what I used to call J-Rod, the eraser. You call it bad play, well, J-Rod's going to fix it because he's just going to make it right. And JT was kind of the same way, but those guys really stepped up and locked in. So
that's awesome. So real quick, what we're doing here. This is our 940 football preview. This is our second year. Again, you were there for the first year. So, again, we appreciate you coming out, taking the time out of your busy schedule to come hang with us for a little bit.
We don't do anything.
Well, that's not what Coach Hearn says.
Today was first day. We went to work.
He's the busiest guy in the world.
No, he is busy. They all work really, really hard.
Yeah, but football's king in the state of Texas, and we figure there's no better person to talk to about a football program other than the head coach. We're not big on predictions and stuff like that or whatever. We want to go straight to the source. So, again, thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
And we're just going to fire off some questions at you. Of course, we want to know about Memorial football. You guys had a successful year last year. And then go into what we got going this year.
Yeah. So I'll try not to talk real generic coach talk. I'll try to keep it 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm trying to keep it real.
100.
Keep it a buck.
Keep it $1.50.
So the first question that is a must coming off of a season, the first. Of course, going into this, it was new for everybody, of course. That's the hardest part because of tradition and things like that. I think it was a success across the board for Wichita Falls ISD. But what are your expectations in year two after getting all of the hoorahs and what ifs and things like that? Because everybody had those questions. But truly moving into year two, going forward, truly building the program, what are your expectations for the Memorial football this season?
Well, I think we want to have, obviously on the field success. Like, we don't want to be a one-hit wonder, right? We did have a decent year as a first-year program, but we also want to expand on that. I mean, we want to get past the second round of the playoffs, and I know our quarterback's hungry to win more gold balls, and they say it takes 2 years to build a program, so we don't want to regress. We want to keep things going in a positive direction. We really feel like, man, those guys, we really had the guys work hard. I'm telling you, we kept them after school. I mean, it was 90 guys after school on a daily basis, and so they were really, really bought in. It's not perfect. Obviously, you got some bumps in the road, but we really, as coaches, I think we're hungry. I think the players are hungry to keep it going and not just say, hey, we just did this one time and last year was good enough. We want to keep building on it. So,
for sure. So you talked about last year a little bit, expectations of what you're looking forward to this year. So of course we gotta go back in time just a little bit. Let's talk about some of those key players that you guys are losing, and then after you talk about that, let's talk about the future of some guys and some expectation that you have of some leadership of up and coming players.
Sure. Well, going back in time, obviously the name that sticks out is Kenji Johnson, and Coach Hearn's coached some really good backs. I'm not so sure that Kenji might not be one of the best running backs I've ever coached, and maybe just pure athlete. I mean, he could do whatever he wanted to do in multiple sports. But he was so hard to tackle, but his vision, I mean, he could just see the hole and hit it with balance, and it's just he will be very difficult to replace. Now we have a great running back coming back in Eric Powell, and they were kind of a 1-2 punch. This is going to be kind of Eric's opportunity to be the lead role. And we have a group of receivers. We lost some receivers like Justin Judy and Preston Pitts, Roman Peel. A lot of those guys have graduated. We're having some young guys coming up from the JV to kind of fit in with, Jamari Dean returns and Caden Johnson returns, but guys like Crew Bailey and Isaiah Foster and Reed Hancock, and those guys are getting an opportunity to kind of show their skills as well. And so we'll probably, from an offensive standpoint, not be so reliant on the run game because you don't have those two great backs. You've got one great one, and we've got some good, really, really good, wanting to be great young running backs and a really, really great running back coach. And so we're hoping he can get those guys going. And then defensively, we're kind of changing some stuff up. We struggled early on defensively. I think part of that was brand new for a lot of guys, but we're kind of changing some stuff up defensively, losing a lot of linebacker talent and some secondary talent, but coming back, we think that we're changing some stuff up defensively. We expect to be better from the get go defensively. So
nice. And we talked about some of the athletes that graduated and moved on. You got some new ones coming up. What about your coaching staff? Do we see any turnover there? Have you lost or replaced any coaches?
Yeah,
Would you
so
like
we
to say something about them.
Yeah, we had a couple coaches move on, so we've brought in 2 new coaches. One coach was already on staff, so Kyle Sims was, used to be a secondary coach at Wichita Falls High School. He was the head baseball coach there. Now he's an assistant baseball coach for us at Memorial. Just an absolute great secondary coach, and so that was kind of a position of need for us. He wanted to take a step back from football this past season, and I think when he did, he missed it. And so he kind of approached me about possibly getting back on, and we had a need. I know how good a good coach he was, so we brought him in, and then we had a coach leave late in June, and I posted it on the THSCA website, and Jacob Boswell from Burke, who his dad used to be the head coach. His dad coached at Old High, yeah, and his dad used to be the head coach at Burke. He reached out to us, and he is a young, up-and-coming stud coach as well. And so we were really fortunate to get someone like that so late in July or June, early July, and he's going to coach a defensive line for us. He's really probably an offensive line guy because that's what he played in college. But adding those guys to the staff, I think, helps us, continue to get better. Because I think that's an underrated part of coaching is the head coach gets all the credit, good or bad, right? And so if we lose, it's the head coach's fault. We win, it's the head coach's. But really, if you're dealing like we have almost 190 kids in our program, right? I can't coach 190 kids. It's not going to happen. And so when we were at Ryder and now at Memorial, I think a thing that set us apart, besides the top 25 of the 20, whatever, besides those players, which we've had really good ones, we have really, really good quality assistant coaches. And that's an underrated thing that people don't see or doesn't get enough attention. They're studs. And I think 7 of them had been head coaches. A lot of them are ready to be offensive coordinators and beyond. And so that's, I think, a big difference that kind of sets our program apart.
So, Coach, you mentioned your first year as offense coordinator, you got to be with JT.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to coach other great quarterbacks. And then I was around for Jacob Rodriguez. So, now you have this quarterback here in Joe Castles. So let's talk about that guy, how important he is to the program.
So Joe, we talked about how smart JT was. Joe's going to hear me say that we let JT call plays, and by Monday he's going to be calling plays in the no huddle. I can already tell you. I have a great relationship with Joe. He knows ball. He absolutely can and fling the pill as well. Maybe one of the best that we've ever had. And I always tell a story, like this is like college NFL type stuff where he's able to see a blitz and then walk up and check a play. Well, we were playing Plainview, #Bulldogs.
No offense.
No offense. So we were playing Plainview, and he recognizes some blitz, so he checks a play the other way. Well, they look over the sidelines, and then they check the play, and they start bringing the blitz from the other side. And it was just this chess match between the defensive coordinator and Joe, and somehow he got the play off and flipped it back the other way, and we ended up scoring a touchdown. But
nice.
He's just got a mind for it, and we're really going to have to lean on him heavily as far as in the pass game and in the run game. He's been begging for me to run him, and I'm like, no, I don't want you, but I think that's going to help add an element, kind of like what we talked about with JT, add an element to our offense that will help keep us dynamic.
So protection of that guy. We got to protect that guy, right? That's why he's not allowed to run in the regular season. Maybe the playoffs if you got to win. But
sure.
Talk about some of those guys up front that might be taking care of him this year.
Yeah, so, we have a returning starter. So we were pretty senior heavy last year. Have a returning starter with Dominic Sanchez. He's going to play left guard. Really kind of came out of nowhere and just surprised us. So strong. So strong. And then Seth Robertson's going to be our starting center. He moved up from the JV, and is a big kid, strong, really, really good leader. He's just going to be a junior. And then we have 3 senior guys that were in the program last year on varsity, but were backups, and now it's their time. So that's Jaden Wilson, Aaron Groves, and Jaden Boatner. And it's their time, and that's one good thing when you got a program going. You got guys that are kind of waiting in line for their turn they work hard and they're patient, and then they finally get that opportunity to kind of shine.
Yeah. You say you don't know all 190 kids or how you're going to coach, but you haven't missed a name yet, so good on you, Coach.
Well, I can't coach them all, but I'm good with names. I'll say if I do two things well, it's I hire good assistant coaches and I can remember names.
Well,
so.
that's good.
And so you mentioned your offense. Talk about some of your defensive players. As you said, guys coming back, and you feel like we should be a lot better this upcoming year.
Yeah, so Hunter Talley's returning as the starting middle linebacker, and that guy is a ball player. Like I got to coach him as a sophomore at Ryder as a tight end because we had some good Mike linebackers then, and then last year he kind of transitioned to the defensive side of the ball. Dorian Coleman and Jaden Wetzel, those guys and Micah James, those guys all started on the D-line for us last year. Jaden is kind of like the 2025 football player, where he can rush the passer, he can drop in coverage, he can chase down a ball carrier, spy quarterback, and so he's kind of one of those guys that he's going to do it all. He's going to do it all for us.
He also feels like he can still play running back.
Yeah, he wants to play running back. He's just so valuable for us defensively because he can do so many things. Mateo De Hoyos also on the D-line. He's returning from last year. We've got some guys stepping up, like we talked about. Reese Reisner is going to play some inside linebacker. He was on JV last year. Another program kid, Ben Bartley, is going to play some outside linebacker for us. And then Braylon Kinsey started for us at safety. He got hurt at the Lubbock Cooper game. We actually lost both our safeties, our starting safeties, and guys like Jamari Dean and Caden Johnson who play receiver, they had to go back over there and play for us. But, man, we're excited about our defense. We'll have some young guys step up, but we feel like we're going to get after it on that side of the ball and give people some problems.
If I'm not mistaken, Coach, last year you guys lost one of your run stuffers at the beginning of the season as well. I want to say, I think his name is Chase. Jace. He tore his ACL at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
So getting big guys back in the middle like that is also kind of makes it where you guys can do a little bit more on defense.
Yeah, Jace was, he didn't get to play in the games for us just because he got hurt. But Jace is a high-energy guy. Just gets after it, has a great personality. Really looking forward to him staying healthy. He's kind of been snake bit a little bit. I want him to stay healthy and have a great year because we know what he's capable of. Our trainers did a great job kind of let him play some in the spring, but then pulled him back. He'd get frustrated at times because they'd give him like 2 or 3 plays and then pull him, 2 or 3 plays and then pull him. But what he showed in that time in the spring was very, very impressive.
That's good. So, Coach, let's talk a little bit about your district.
Okay.
Well, non-district. Let's start with non-district. Your non-district schedule. We know it's the same. Kind of tell us a little bit about your non-district schedule for this year.
Yeah, so we open up with Odie White. They've got running back Javorsky Lane Jr. He's a big baseball prospect, right? He gave us a couple fits last year. Great athlete. So we go there. We start there on a Thursday night. So we're starting the season on a Thursday. We play Friendship next. Last year was a shootout. They've got a couple that last year they had 2 Division I receivers. This year, what's that guy's name?
Chase Campbell.
That guy's a stud. He's the real deal. Where's he going to school?
He committed to Tech last week.
Okay.
So he's following.
He can flat out get it. He's good, and so their coaches do a great job with their offense and defensive attack. And so that was a tough game last year for us, and I felt like they could have scored 100 points on us. I think they pulled off a little bit at the end, but 6A program, tough game. And then we play Fort Worth Dunbar. That's going to be our senior night game here in Wichita Falls High School. And then we travel 4.5 hours to play Andrews in Andrews, America, and they run like the slot T, and they're good at running it too. So we got to drive 4.5 hours and then get ready to get after it.
Get kneecapped.
Yeah. So that's our non-district, and then in district we open with Abilene Cooper, always a tough game in Abilene, and then Paladuro, which I think Paladuro might be. That was one of Matt Stepp's like sleeper picks. They've got some dudes out there. One of their guys, Darian Lewis, I think just committed to University of North Carolina. Absolute stud. And then we get a bye week, and then Abilene, Wiley, Lubbock, Cooper, and Plainview back-to-back before we play Legacy. And so the district's going to be tough. There's going to be a couple of good teams that don't even make the playoffs. And so that's something that we've got to be hungry for. we've kind of made the playoffs every year that we've done this. I don't want our kids to think it's a given. It's not a given, especially in this district that we're about to be in. And so we're going to have to go win some tough games on the road and protect home field for sure.
For sure. It's funny because we have a question that we asked, and you've already kind of answered that. So I guess when it's a player that's good, you call them a stud, is what
they're a stud, man.
Yeah. So
Stud.
it's some guys that say dude.
Yeah.
We had Cat,
GoDaddies.
We've had a bunch of different daddy-o. I think somebody said they're a daddy-o or something like that. But we had different stuff. So stud, you're a stud.
They're a stud. But here's the deal: Memorial's got some studs too.
Yeah.
So we're not. The thing I like about our guys, right? Regardless of who they're playing, in their minds, they think that they're going to win. And that's probably half the battle in athletics, right? If you go in thinking there's no way that we can win, then you're probably not going to. And so our guys, when we show up, we think we're going to have an opportunity to win this game regardless of who's against. And that's fun to coach, right? Part of that's the culture, but also part of that's the mentality of, 9-4-0 kids. That's just kind of what we always kind of have a chip on our shoulder, especially when we're playing the Metroplex teams or these 6A teams. So.
Yeah, for sure. You got to do that for sure. It's a must. It's bragging rights. I tell everybody when you I'm from the Metro, of course. I'm from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but when I came here, I found out real quick that there's a bunch of talent in Wichita Falls. I call it untapped into.
Yeah.
Once colleges. I think Tech has kind of figured it out. This is their little duck off. When other schools realize the potential in that's in this area, I think the sky's the limit because that's the only thing, and I say it on the show all the time. The only thing that separates the kids from here is not the talent; it's just location. We're just kind of in between. We're in the in between. You got the Metro, and then I got Oklahoma City, so we're just kind of stuck.
That's right.
And so, it's just one of those things. And I think our coaches out here try to do their best to get the kids the exposure and things like that. So my next question for you, on a Friday night, I haven't had, because it's kind of unique to have both of you guys on here, so I can kind of be messy a little bit.
Sure.
On a Friday night, who's holding who back? Who's the rowdy coach, and who's the coach that kind of stays level-headed?
So, I will say this. Multiple times a season, a referee will come up to me and say, hey, your running back coach can't be high-stepping down the sidelines on the field. He's got to be on the sideline.
Living his glory days.
Yeah, I've tried to calm down. I got a little older.
We've been doing it a long time. I remember a touchdown that J-Rod scored, and he's dang near on the numbers doing the high step. We beat Lubbock Cooper last year on the last play of the game. He was doing the Cam Ward. So I get pretty excited. I get pretty fiery when I get on the headset. But I just do kind of like the Tiger Woods fist pump, right?
Yeah.
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 Coach Hearn has a good time, which I think our kids need to see.
Yes,
right?
sir.
This is not – we're not in the library. This is not church. We're here to have fun, and I think coaches providing energy helps create energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's a big deal, and so I have no problem with it. Matter of fact, I really want to encourage our coaches. Obviously, don't want to be ridiculous with it, but coaches giving energy creates energy amongst the players.
And it's positive energy.
Yeah,
That's the big
absolutely,
thing.
100%.
You got coaches all the time that are running around yelling and screaming and cussing or yelling at kids or you did this wrong, blah, blah, blah. But, and that's comes from success too. But
Right.
Positive energy is what you need, especially on the sidelines. But I don't know where I'm at with my question. So
you lost.
do we have?
I was gonna say, going into that, Coach Bindel does allow me to be myself, and I've tried to calm it down a little bit. But
he's got the best drip of all the coaches.
He tried to.
Oh yeah. Friday night is. I tell the players I can't play no more, but I still try to. My feet.
He looks good.
My feet is what talk, but
he puts all us old guys to shame. He likes to say he's old, but he's not old. He's not old.
But one celebration 2 years ago, or probably 3 years ago now, Larry Wilson, you probably remember this at Plainview. He scored. He was a backer running back, got moved to receiver, but he scored a touchdown. Plainview hometown, of course, and so I go up and celebrate him. I end up splitting my pants that night, and so I had to the rest of the game, I had to have a towel around me because I had split my pants. So
it looked like you just got out of the water.
yeah,
Good job.
That's great.
Evan No Britches is that your new name? All right.
But no, Coach. So you being a Wichita Falls guy, talk to us about how important, or maybe it was for you, maybe just luck of the draw, but being able to come back and be a coach in not only your hometown, but just for as long as you have been here in Wichita Falls and what it means.
Yeah, so growing up, if you would have told me I'm going to be the head coach I hated Ryder, by the way. So if you're going to tell me I was going to be the head coach at Ryder or even work at Ryder, I would have called you a liar. But the opportunity, first and foremost, to come back and coach with the coaches that coached me was just a blessing. That was Coach Lindy Welburn, Coach Mike Page, Lynn Donart. Those guys all coached me at Wichita Falls High School, and then I got to coach with them at Ryder, and then getting to know Coach Mercer and Coach Garfield and Coach Wood and Coach Radke and Coach Davis, and getting those guys that had been at Ryder forever and kind of develop relationships with those guys. It made you kind of fall in love with being in Wichita Falls. And then as Coach Gar moved on and I got the head job, I did not expect to be – this is my 12th season to be a head coach in Wichita Falls ISD. Obviously not at Ryder the whole time, but, you know, I think that's a fairly rare occurrence, you know, for
in this day and age.
And so I'm really blessed in that regard. I went, like, I had the same group of friends from kindergarten all the way through my senior year of high school, and I kind of wanted my daughters to kind of have that experience as well. And so my youngest daughter's about to be a freshman at Memorial, and so allowing them to live in Wichita Falls and have that same group of parents has been good. We know it's going to come to an end at some point. No coach, I'm not going to coach at Memorial forever, right? And so at some point it's going to come to end. But we've been really blessed to be at Memorial and be in Wichita Falls ISD. And you know, I'm an idiot. I've done a lot of dumb stuff, and they've kept me around. And but I don't know. I love it. I love it here. And since I got the head job at Ryder, which was in, I guess, 2014, I have not even applied at another school. I haven't even looked. Now, I did have to put my name in to do the Memorial Legacy deal, right? Because we basically, you put your name in and you interviewed for both schools, and then they just placed you. And so, but I haven't even applied at another school.
So my question for you is, Coach, knowing that you are a coach, your husband, and your dad, you have 3 daughters.
Yep.
Your daughter that's about to be a freshman, and she's going to be the last one in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how has it been? I'm pretty sure your daughters are athletes. They play sports. No?
They did. The oldest one, Georgia, did. She played basketball for a little bit. Sarah Jane, middle daughter, is a cheerleader. Juliet, the youngest, is a dancer, and she hates sports.
Okay.
I think it's because, you know, football kind of consumes Texas.
Yeah.
So they're just like anti-establishment. That's just kind of their personality.
So my question is how do you being a head coach, being a site coordinator, those different things, because we all know that daughters need their dads.
Yeah.
Most of them be daddy's girls. How do you split that time? How do you find a happy medium of being able to wear all those hats?
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say the number one thing is you have to have a great spouse. And so one of the things that we're all, like, coaches' wives are God's gift to coaches because they're saints. And so my wife takes on a lot of the burden of us, especially when we're gone during football season, of getting the kids where they need to go and helping them out and kind of letting me focus on football. But at the same time, you know, being available for them, whatever they need, you know, going on family vacations, things like that. We just went to Red River, New Mexico. Our oldest daughter's about to be in college. And so just like she's the same age as Tay. And, you know, just kind of being around. As they get older, they get busy. They kind of don't want to be around you. And so, you know, one of the things, and I can even be better at it, is being intentional with time with them. And so.
Yeah, I'm having to deal with that right now, too. My daughter will be a senior this year, and you nailed it right on the head. They get busy, and they just – it's like they forget. And so it's kind of on us to say, hey, we need to spend some time this weekend or something. So, but yeah, that's that's something that I deal with a lot, and so, but
Don't be getting all emotional.
I'm about to say it's okay to cry, man.
no, we're good. So I have a question for you pertaining to your schedule.
Yep.
Is there a game on your schedule that you have circled?
That I have circled. Well, I'll give you coach. I could give you coach speak here, but I'll be truthful, right? So I think there's 2 games that stand out to my mind that I'm real interested in. Really 3, but I'll narrow it down to 2. 1, since we've been at Ryder, I mean, there was a year when I was at Ryder that we played Lubbock Cooper 8 times in 4 years, right? And so we would play them once in the regular season and then once in the 4th round of the playoffs. We did that 4 years in a row. And so anytime that we're playing those guys, because they have good players, because their coaching staff's really good, you better be locked in, as a coach, as players when you play those guys, because if you aren't, you're about to get your butt beat. And so I always know when we're playing Lubbock Cooper because of the battles that we've had. And, a lot of these kids weren't even around when that started, but it's always been special. And then I'm really excited about this Paladuro game. It was a great battle last year. I just feel like they have an opportunity to explode. You can see teams that when they're on the rise, and they just need that one thing to get over the hump. They're right there. And they're about to take off. And so I'm interested to see how they do this year because they got studs. They have studs, and they're ready to go.
He's trying to make sure they keep their landing gear down. We're not trying to let them get up off the ground.
They're about to explode. I really feel like Paladuro. I'm hoping they go up to 5A D1 next year because they're getting big.
Yeah.
But they're ready to go. Y'all go up. Yeah.
So where we, I guess, like you said, we could ask a little bit more challenge, or where's the Memorial Mavericks finishing this year in district?
Man, here's the deal. If I say anything other than first, I think our quarterback would kill us, right? Yeah. You know what I mean?
And then maybe this guy over here too.
Yeah. So I really feel like, this is coach speak, but we have an opportunity to win every game we play, 100%, and we also have the opportunity to lose every game we play. And so, Bill Belichick says there's a blueprint to win every game, and so I really feel like we have, each week that we prepare, we have to develop that blueprint. And I met with the coaches this morning, and I said, look, we cannot be the reason, the coaching staff, that we lose a game, right? If we play somebody and they're just better than us, then, okay, we can move on. But if we're equal and we don't do our job, I can't live with that. And so, I gotta put us first just because, I don't want our kids thinking, he said third, and it's okay to go lose 2 district games. No, that's not okay. Yeah. We're trying to win every single game that we play.
Yeah, so. And that I think goes back to what you touched on earlier about having these kids' mindset in a win now, win every game kind of mindset. Like, we don't care who's out there, what their school name is, or what they did last year, or how they're doing this year. Like, we're going to go out and we're going to play them, and we're going to do the best we can. And so that's a testament to you and your coaching staff, I think, and I'm excited. Like you said, I
don't think there's any other way to answer that question, though.
No. I mean,
who's going to come in and say, "Well, I hope we finish 4th"?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean?
But I think you guys have something unique going on. After losing a player like Kenji Johnson, there's going to be a lot of doubters, and this is the time where kids can have resilience and they can rise up and show, hey, that we're just as much. Nothing against Kenji. I've been knowing him since he was a little. I mean, he's a stud player. He's hard to replace. But this is time for a Joe to be like, hey, I can lead this team.
Yep.
This is time for just different people to show that, hey, I can lead this group. And I hate to say it, but kind of take it personal. I remember my senior year, nobody expected us to be good. And as a group of seniors, we kind of took it personal. We wanted to say, hey, we know we lost a lot of seniors the previous year because we did lose a lot of seniors. But, hey, this is our time to be where we're at, and we wanted to prove to everybody that, hey, we can be just as good. And I think this group of seniors that you guys, that 26 class, have an opportunity to step up and write their own legacy at this point. So I think they're going to do that. I think I think he got a good resilience.
Use a different word other than legacy, but I feel you. You know what I mean?
Start
We gotta use a different word.
scratching out that L.
right there, legacy. You know what I'm saying?
But Coach, we've actually talked about this on the podcast before, but just fast forwarding or talking about this guy, Jacob Rodriguez. Tell us about the kind of player that he was, and did you see this forthcoming of Big 12 preseason player, the defensive player of the year? Did you see those things? Because they argued
he was a quarterback.
They argued.
Yes. So in 8th grade,
I knew he was going to be a linebacker.
Yeah, in 8th grade, it was very clear this guy is one of the best linebackers that ever came through, and he could have been on varsity as a freshman playing linebacker or safety, 100%. 100%. However, we knew that freshman class was real good, and eventually his class went to the 5th round twice and the 4th round once, and so as a freshman, we kept them all together on the freshman team. They went 10 and they beat everybody. There was one close game. It was against Denton Ryan.
Blowouts.
And then they beat the dog mess out of everybody else. And so, but we wanted them to have that cohesion. And then there was 18 of them on varsity as sophomores. And so, wow. But I said from 8th grade on, you could see that Jacob was a stud defensive player, but we had to have him to be successful offensively, right? And so I think in the back of his mind, he knew that it was linebacker or safety was the way. And so even as a sophomore, he would beg us to play defense. And so we didn't let him do it as a sophomore, but as a junior and a senior, like he would start getting antsy, and I'd be like, fine, go. And the defensive coaches wouldn't even know. I just send him go, and he'd go tag somebody out, and the guy knew, and there he went. And so it was pretty evident that he could go. He was such a hard worker and such a good leader. And he was a quiet guy that kind of developed into a vocal leader, and that was cool to watch.
Man, come his senior year, you wouldn't have knew he was quiet. That dude was amped up every game. I was like, the energy, I was like, ooh, you can only imagine playing, being in the huddle with him. My quarterback, Michael Bindel, was like that. And when he come into the huddle, ain't no telling what he gonna say. But he might say something and be like, I'm finna go kill this dude. Because Mike he said something about my mama. He got to be for real.
Tony Romo was my quarterback.
He just was, man, come on, man. Don't get us started back on that. But I got to get into the best part of the show, Coach.
Here we go. He tried it last week. It didn't have the same kind of ring.
You know what I'm saying? The Big O special.
Brought to you.
But see, I got somebody now.
Oh, yeah.
The Green and White Club.
Shout out Green and White.
In our park. They're my official sponsor now for the Big O special for this football season. I appreciate you guys.
I can't hit this anymore, can I?
He disrespectful, Green and White. Y'all
no,
see
I'm
that?
not disrespecting them. I'm just disrespecting you.
He's a hater.
But I love you.
For 5 Sundays in a row, I've prayed for him at the altar. God's going to deliver you. He's going to deliver you. So, with you being from Wichita Falls, your questions are going to be a little tough.
Okay. I bet I can handle it.
But I don't want nobody to get mad at Coach. He's saying he's just going to keep it real today.
I will keep it real today. I promise I won't give Coach talk.
All right. So, the first thing up, best burger place in town.
Scott's.
Oh! That's how you know he owns school.
He
went to the original because people don't know. Ronnie's is a spinoff of Scott's. Pat's, all of that. They all started at Scott's Burger, and it's a spinoff.
Now they're proud of it. They're proud. They're going to charge you something for it, and it's going to take a little bit, but it is worth the wait.
Okay, why do you pick Scott's?
Well, I used to. By the way, I used to live over there. I mean, we moved into Coach Hearn's neighborhood. That's what they call Tanglewood. Is Coach Hearn's neighborhood, but. We used to live over there, so we would go there all the time. It's just, it's a classic. It's classic, and they do it right. It tastes really good. So.
Which one is Scott's?
It's the one off of old Iowa Park. Old Jacksboro Highway. It's old school.
It looks
past. It looks like a drive up.
Yeah.
It's like a drive in. It's blue and white. It's like
says Scott's on it.
You got to try that. You've never had it.
Hey, I'll tell you what. How about a head coach NIL deal for Scott's?
Ooh.
Mr. Scott, if you're listening, we will wear Scott's branding for free Scott's for a year.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, just give me one of the burgers. All right. So the next thing.
Get us in on that.
Okay. So, of course you got Scott's. You picked that. This part here is going to get a little tough.
Okay.
Who has the best red tacos in town?
There's only one.
There's only one place, Casa Mañana.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
So Somebody else has them too. Pioneer has them too. But
No.
But they're
never
not-
seen
That's
it.
the OG right down the
so
street.
Casamiata. Okay.
The red
Next.
tacos in that queso.
Okay, and then if you had to pick, no matter, not a burger place, what's your favorite mom and pop spot in Wichita Falls to eat at?
Like if I got to pick or my wife?
Yours and then your wife, because we know your wife's right.
Yeah. So I can't, and I know this is so generic, but we even ate there today. I love the Parkway Grill, man. Like the vibes are so high. They do such a good job. So I'm going to say the Parkway Grill. And then my wife would say, what would she say? Not the Pioneers. Her family, she's a McBride. Like her mom's a McBride.
Okay.
And so she grew up in that.
Yeah.
That. And so she might say the steakhouse owned by, I think 40 owns it now, but I'll say McBride Steakhouse for her.
On Scott Street or down on Maplewood?
On Maplewood.
She likes the one on Maplewood.
Maplewood.
Everybody always tells me, well, I think so too. The one downtown tastes better. I guess because it's the original or whatever. So that was good. And then the last part of my question for you is, you got to get it right, or your wife's gonna watch it. So you might be in the doghouse on this one.
Okay.
What's your go-to meal? It's two folds of this that your wife wants you to cook. If she wants you to cook something, what is that?
She does not want me to cook at all.
Well, we know Coach can't cook. Stick to football. So
Yeah.
what's your favorite dish that your wife cooking? That'll be my last part.
She, this is so generic, but she makes this like sausage sheet pan thing with vegetables. It is so good. It's so generic. It's so generic, but it is so.
You had it?
So good.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love it. I could eat it, not every day, but I could eat it. I mean, I think she does
It's
it.
got like mashed
once-
potatoes or something on
It's
top?
got it's got some cut roasted potatoes. It's got some broccoli, just different fixings with some sausage. And I'm a big meat guy. I like meat. I like any kind of bacon, sausage, beef, whatever.
Yeah, our last get together, I was finding myself going back.
And this is the last part of this. We're putting
Okay.
you on the spot on this. Jeff
Okay.
might not want you back
This
after
is
this.
a bypass surgery.
No, it's Coach Bindel. We got to give it to
I'll
him.
be fine.
The good. Have you ever heard of crock pot pork chops before?
Crock pot pork chops. I know what a crock pot is. I know what pork chops are, but the combined, I have not.
That's his favorite dish is crock pot
My
pork chops.
favorite dish. My wife made it that one time, and y'all
And you
have
said
not
it-
stopped since. They say there's only one way to cook pork chops. Okay, there's not. There's more. There's more ways.
I've just
We
had
had
them
never heard
fried and then in the gravy. I've never had crock pot.
Yeah, it was
and if
just
y'all
never-
did though, y'all better look at my wife in the camera right now and say,
We're sorry.
make us some crock pot
I
pork
bet
chops.
it's good.
Yeah,
It is. You put it
I
in
ain't
there.
gonna say make
Okay,
it,
so
but if she made it,
She
I'll
puts
eat
it in there, and it's. So we went through this phase of cooking in the crock pot because you don't have to cook. You just set it there in the morning before you go to work, and then by the time you get home,
You're
it's
not
done.
in that phase anymore.
No, we don't.
Okay.
We eat out a lot now.
Yeah.
It's just way. I don't know, but so you put the crock pot in there with some like gravy and mashed potatoes, or actually you put the meat in there, and then when you get it out, you have gravy and mashed potatoes with it. It's like a pork chop with mashed
better
potatoes.
rice.
No rice.
He just caught us. The reason we give him a heart, it caught us all the way off guard. He was like, "We gotta hurry up. I
Haters.
gotta get home to this crock pot pork chops." And we
Haters,
was
Coach.
like, "Crock pot pork chops?" Like,
It's hard to say.
you know, it just.
It is hard to say. Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, but we're proud of you, Jeff, and that new dish sponsored to Jenna. We're gonna get her to make that and bring it
Yeah.
up here one day.
And we'll sell it. We'll sell it.
But
to
yeah, Coach,
all the people.
I mean, your answers were good. I would disagree. I'm gonna disagree with Coach on one thing. So, 15-yard penalty on Coach. Scott's not the best runny burgers. I gotta go with runnies on
Okay.
that. Yeah, that's
But he of Wichita Falls in. I don't even know if that's a word. But he took it back.
Wichita. I think it's Wichita.
yeah,
Wichita.
Wichita.
I
So,
think it's
so he
Wichita.
might. I like Scott's. Those out of the two. I mean, out of all of them, Scott's and Ronnie's are my favorite.
I
But-
think actually, I don't think I know. The guy that owns Scott's, his son plays for us. So that was a really good answer, actually, that I said Scott.
we know where your heart is, Coach.
So, Coach, I know because I've been with you the past 6 years. That's crazy.
Golly.
Time is going by.
I think you're getting old.
Hey,
Yeah.
now,
know.
look, before you ask your question, let me just say this about Coach Cern. When he's ready, I don't know if he's ready, but when he's ready, he's going to be a great head coach. Great head coach. He's got the demeanor. He's got the energy. The kids love him. So he's got the organization.
6-man football, baby.
When he's ready, he's going to be a good one.
No, that won't happen at my house. But thank you for those kind words.
Yep.
I appreciate that. But so, like I said, I've been around you the last 6 years, so I kind of know your Friday routine. So talk to the viewers out there about what a Friday looks like for you.
Yeah, so I get to the school, and it's nervous energy all day because I'm ready to get going. But one of the things I do is get kind of our play call sheet ready to go, like, what is first series, second series, all that kind of stuff. And then at some point the quarterback will come down, like he'll go to the bathroom and swing by. I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? And then before Coach Castles came back, I would go and hang up all the jerseys for the players. So when they come down to fifth period athletics, their jerseys are waiting on them. It just looks cool. But I don't have to do that anymore. And then some days, if we're playing a home game, I'll take a shower before the game because I know it's about to get Western out there, and so I want to feel fresh, And then after the game, all the coaches get together and hang out, and we watch Friday Night Football with Toby McDuff, and that's kind of what we do on a Friday. Listen to some music. I usually listen to some music really loud.
I'm about to say I was waiting on that part.
I listen to music.
Now that we're out there in Memorial in Death Valley, as we call it, you can probably still hear it from the interstate. That he had that speaker blaring.
Yeah, it's
sure.
blaring because also my office is 5-minute walk at least from the front of the school, and so I can turn that music up at loud, and so we're usually blaring music all day and just different kind of music. I just put on a random thing, and I like all kinds of music. So you could hear anything from Biggie to Leonard Skinner. I mean, it's just
He got it right.
I was about to say, and he knows it too. Also, as you say all the time, a shameless plug. This guy right here got a voice on him.
Oh, he can sing
play a little guitar.
We have I play a little piano, play a little guitar. I'm in a fake band called Big Weather.
He said a fake.
We're a fake
what's
band.
A fake band?
Well, we're not a real band. We play like once a year.
Where do you play?
Like we played at Collective the other day. We're playing this weekend together.
He said a fake.
It's fake.
One
it's just
thing
my
you
friend.
didn't know about Coach Bindel.
It's just my friends getting together and playing. And there's a couple of real musicians and then me. Right.
So for our
it's probably a real band, and then they just let me. It's kind of like where they let the kids go out there and run the bases after the game. That's kind of what they let me do.
So for our 940 All-Star game next year, we might have you guys open up.
Yeah,
for
Big
us.
Weather.
Big weather.
Big
I like
weather.
that. Big weather.
All right, so I'll come. I got two questions actually, but I'll ask you the serious one first. Well,
Okay.
they're both serious, but tell us and everybody how Coach Bindel became a coach. Like, what was it that made you want to be a coach?
Mm-hmm. Well, I loved sports in high school and was really close with my coaches, right? And Coach Lindy Welburn, who I mentioned earlier, was my position coach. And so I went to college and really thought I was going to get into Young Life, do some sort of student ministry stuff, but couldn't escape being involved with sports, right? Just absolutely love sports and, wanted to do what Coach Welburn did. And so instead of doing like student ministry or whatever, just decided to do that through athletics. And so, and got an opportunity to coach with him when he was at Ryder. That's really one of the main reasons I came back was to coach with him. And he's the one that kind of talked me into it. Because again, he was at Ryder and I was like real anti-Ryder because I went to Old High, and he talked me into it, and the rest is history.
That's awesome. Shout out to Coach.
Coach Welburn.
Still
Coach
with
Welburn.
us? Coach
Yeah,
Welburn? Yeah.
Coach
Has he ever
Welburn.
come
I haven't
and
seen
see
him in
you?
a while. Or even talked to him. I need to give him a call. But, yeah, he's the reason I got into coaching for sure.
Cool. That's awesome. Last question. Mavs on top. Kind of related, not really. Dallas Mavericks.
Who?
Dallas Mavericks. What about
Never heard of him.
What about the Luka trade? What's going on?
Oh, it's time.
How do you feel?
He said he ain't never heard of the Mavericks.
So I will probably before February 2nd, 2025. Okay, I was probably the biggest Dallas Mavericks fan in Wichita Falls, and I just felt like the Nico Harrison maybe pulled off the dumbest trade in the history of sports, and even let's say that he predicted correctly that Luka's body's going to break down and he's not worth $360 million or whatever. I don't agree with that, but let's say that he was right, okay? Nico accurately predicted that. One, they did not get Luka's value. I mean, there's teams getting – Mikal Bridges got 4 first-round picks, right?
Who's that guy?
Well, I know he is because I'm an NBA nerd.
I do too,
But exactly.
In comparison to Luka, who's that
They
guy?
just played – Desmond Bain just got 4 first-round picks when they traded. So, Luka, they got 1. Now, they got AD, but AD is not the equivalent of 3 first-round picks, right? Number 2, and more importantly, how they handled – like, it's a bad trade, but how they handled the PR after everything they said for the next 2 to 3 months was just awful, right? And they did not handle it well. They were kicking – fans were booing. Of course they would, and they were kicking them out of game. I mean, they didn't handle it right. The only person who handled it correctly and said the right things was Kyrie Irving. The owner, the GM, the former owner, they were all not handling. Anybody that said anything in the front office was bad, and it really turned off a lot of Maverick fans, including me. They got lucky and got the first-round pick.
Lucky?
Lucky. 1.3% chance.
Was it luck or was
it rigged?
Was it
yeah,
rigged?
it wasn't rigged, but they got
every team in the past 9 years or 10, 12 years that's got rid of their best player has magically got the first-round pick.
Mm-hmm. That's what David Stern said. If David Stern was still around, I would say it was rigged, but I don't know if Adam Silver's that conniving. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I still root for Luka.
I do too.
I still root for Luka. I don't know. Hopefully, I'll come back around. But
I told him I was going to buy him a flag.
I think my
jersey.
whole thing with that was, of course, I'm a diehard. Real quick, I was on vacation this past week. I kind of fumbled the bag. Guess who I saw? Literally sat right next to me, Jason Kidd. We're at a restaurant in Fort Lauderdale. He walked in. My eyes got big because he's taller than what.
yeah,
he's
6'5".
But I'm saying, like, on TV, he doesn't look as. So he walked in. He was with his family, his 2 daughters and his wife, and one of their daughter's friends. And I was like, man. I just kept. My wife was like, this. So I just leaned over. I was like, hey, I'm not gonna make it, because nobody realized who it was. It's like, hey, man, I'm not gonna. I told him I was like, I wasn't gonna make a big deal about it. Just wanted to tell him thank you, because I was like, if I would have made, it was a table full of ladies. If I would have been like, Jay's a kid, they would have been. Oh,
What are you telling him thank you for?
Just being our coach.
For coming on the podcast.
No,
bro.
just being a coach, and then just what he did with the Mavericks. He got our first championship with him.
Fumbled the bag.
You know what I'm saying?
He
Appreciate
also
you.
signed off on the Luka trade.
No, he didn't want that, bro. He came out and made it clear that he wasn't.
Yeah,
I'm sure he signed off on it, but like
I don't think he had much say.
No, there's a certain group of guys. Jay Kidd's one, Jason Terry's one,
Yeah.
Tyson Chandler's one, Sean Marion. Those guys
Forever.
Yeah.
Obviously, Dirk is in
Nick
a different
Van Exel.
stratosphere,
Yeah.
but those guys forever are.
Yeah, so
I agree.
I appreciate it.
I agree.
So back to what I was saying. My whole thing with the Luka thing is still upset about it. I just think it was disrespectful. And the reason I think it was disrespectful, you don't say that this guy's injury prone to go get an injury prone person. Like, that was the slap in the face. Like, if you would have went and got somebody that didn't stay hurt, I still would have been mad, but I could have respected it a little bit different. But you went and got Anthony Davis' nickname is Street Clothes. Like, Snoop Dogg calls him Street Clothes. Like, because he says he's in street clothes more than he's in uniform. Like, you can't go get a dude that's. If we win next year, everybody be like, oh, now I'm like, but who was to say that we were going to get the Cooper?
I still wouldn't be okay.
You're going to be upset, but we didn't know we were going to. God bless the Mavericks. Like, you didn't know you were going to get no Cooper flag. That just it happened. It was you just got blessed on that situation. So and then I don't know. I'm a Mavericks fan. I'm always root for Luka. I'm not gonna be like how some of these LeBron fans are. I'm not gonna be that. I'm not gonna go that far like Coach Hearn and these LeBron fans.
I'm a MJ all day, baby.
Yeah, I'm just making sure it's said online again.
Hey, MJ.
All right, just
the
check
real
it out.
goat.
All right, so pretty much I agree with you, Coach. I think Nico and them handled it wrong, but I really do think. I hope it works out for us, because
I'm sticking to my theory is he's still not signed that contract in LA. So
he thinks he's gonna come back.
Well, the only way that's happening is if Nico gets fired. That's a fact.
Yeah, but
That's a fact.
say Luka, maybe he foregoes signing this offseason. They get in, and season starts and they start bumming out. LeBron skips town, and Luka's like, "Nah, I ain't signing that." Or him and Nico could have been doing this behind everybody's back, just make it look stupid.
No.
The rumor is the NBA has to have a poster boy in LA, and Luka's the next poster boy. So that's kind of.
I mean,
Well,
that's
I'll
kinda
say
what
this
I've
one
heard.
thing. I love Luka, but I will never gonna root for the Los Angeles Lakers. That's a fact.
Yeah,
That's
for
a
sure.
fact.
Like, that's disrespectful to the 2011 team.
Yeah.
I will never do it.
Nah, I ain't never doing
No,
that.
I'll never not be a Mavs fan, even though I say that about the Cowboys, but I have suspended my Cowboys fanship.
I don't want to talk about it.
See, Coach Hearn, he just roots for teams. He finds out who everybody local likes, and then he roots for their rivals, right? Or the
Coach Hearn, who you rooting for
he
this
just does it to be ornery.
I've just never been a Mavs fan, so
No. Who's your NFL team?
well, it was that team that has the star in his head, but
Y'all,
now I'm a Ravens fan.
y'all disrespectful.
The Cowboys had a guy get
After
hurt.
we win the Super Bowl this year, don't come back.
I got a report that the Cowboys had a guy get hurt in training camp. I didn't even know who he was, and he said he's a starting guard.
Which one?
Ron Jones. You ever heard
Yeah,
of
I
him?
knew he was starting guard.
That's a generic name. Ron Jones.
Ron Jones. I
Like,
think they
everybody
messed
know
up.
Ron.
who is that?
I think they messed up. They just put some random name in the article.
I was like, oh, see, that's Jerry's brought me to that. I don't even know who plays now.
Well, Coach, we could go on and on, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
We want to be respectful of your time. And do you have anything else for us?
No, I appreciate what y'all do for all the kids of Wichita Falls. Like we talked about earlier, the more exposure kids in this area can get, regardless of what school they're at, the better it is. Because especially if they're coming in to see one guy, then they're going to visit every other place in the area. And so we want to get our talent out there. Coach Hearn's our recruiting coordinator. He does a great job of doing that. And, you know, the landscape of recruiting has changed. It's much harder. Like, you know, honestly, 6 or 7 years ago, Kenji Johnson is a no-brainer, you know, big-time school athlete. But it's just a different you know, time now. And, you know, I still think that opportunity is going to be there for him. You just have to do it a different way. And so,
Yep.
But thank y'all for everything that y'all do. Thanks for having me on. Hope y'all will come to a game and film some stuff and make those crazy videos like you do.
Oh, yeah, we will. I appreciate the kind words. Again, football's coming. We're
Can't
excited
wait.
for the Memorial Mavs. We wish you the best of luck. If you need anything from us, you just let us know.
Yes, sir.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.